Hi, this is Janos, Real World Audio, and I'm continuing about sharing my experience yesterday that I had at Moanalua High School's brand new concert hall, and just about how sound sounds in the real life when we are not talking about audio gear reproducing something, how that sounds, but let's just touch base on how classical musicians, here they are, that's the Honolulu Symphony, how they sound real life, how do I get that perception. And I was sitting, you don't see my chair because I'm taking the photo from there, and it was row 13, dead center, and it was an excellent sounding seat in the house. And so how did I hear the music from there? What are my impressions? So first of all, why the sound was really balanced, and 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 uh, and I think it had an excellent sound. I heard better sounding venues, but if you compare all of the concert halls, this is an exceptionally good one. It sounds really good and balanced. But was the sound neutral? No, I would not characterize it as neutral at all. However, it was balanced. There were no frequency regions that overtook any of the other. I would say the top end, the air, was missing a little bit. It was a little bit lower than I expected, and it's kind of sounded more on the dampened side, but it was really good. So it made for a very comfortable listening experience, and I really didn't miss anything. So when the instruments with the highest octave range played, like even like the triangle, it sounded fabulous, and I did not miss any high-end extension, did not miss like hearing more. But my hearing, I can hear up to 20 kilohertz. For me it was heaven, it was beautiful. But those people who have some hearing damage, they will probably miss some of that top air and not hear the extension. But this was built for high school students, so it means that they will be practicing there a lot, not just performing but practicing as well. So there you, and it's young kids, young students, and they have their hearing intact, so they all hear up to the high frequency range, and you cannot overload their ears with super high frequencies, because they would go deaf before their career as musician starts, and you don't want to do that. And so it was really thoughtfully built on purpose for what it is used for, and also it serves as an excellent venue for performances for the general audience. And what else? So the sound was not analytical at all. It had nothing to do with analytical. So when we are thinking about, is it a musical system or analytical system? No, there was nothing analytical in the sound. So when I listen to analytical stereo gear, there's like a coldness, a deadness to them. You might think that that's accuracy. No, that's not how real music sounds like, not even close. And how about coloredness? It wasn't colored either. I did not hear any like added frills to the music. It was just flowing natural, the energy ebbing, flowing. There were no narrow bands that were specifically jumping out or being taken away. It was really beautifully even, with the very top I would say not burdening the rest, because when you have the high frequencies overloading the room, then it gets a really painful experience. So here they were a little bit in the lower region, so that when they really went into like massive high frequency production with the instruments, with the full orchestra, it was not hurting the ear as much as it would in a venue that really enforces the very top end to the same degree. And that gives us something really, really important, because the audio gear that we have behind, audio equipment, the top end extension, like the 12 plus kilohertz region, is way, way, way completely overdone, overkilled compared to what I heard yesterday. It's like plus 10, plus 15 dB compared to the real thing. And I would say just beware of that and just keep it in mind. So if you are used to the average mainstream high-end audio gear, and then you listen to your body system that does not overdo the high frequencies, and you say, oh, your stuff is not extended, what's wrong with you? No, it is extended, it's just not overcooked. So that's something that a huge warning that I have to everyone is that make sure that your system has the extension, but it's not overcooked. You want it to be done beautifully and not just massively overloading your ears and destroying the hearing before its time. So what else? So that's thing about tonality. It was something really beautiful, and it was a joy, and there was life in the music. It was not something dead. It was not even the neighborhood of clinical. It was live, fully live, 100% live. And how about the imaging? So from there, from my sitting position, so actually maybe you don't see it well from this image, but it was a 30-degree arc that I had the musician sit in front of me. So you would think that will give you a pretty good stereo image, right? 30-degree arc from there. There was the harp there were the double bass here, and violinists were spread to the left, and timpani on the right. So you would think that gives plenty of stereo information, right? No. Actually, everything that I heard orally came from a 20-degree arc. So, and how can you really fine-tune your senses to do experiments like that? Close your eyes. Because when you open your eyes, your brain wants to force what you hear to match what you see. Close it. So when you close your eyes, there's no bias coming from your eyes to cheat you, to recalculate, to reposition the information you are getting, to bias the information, get rid of the visual bias. And also, once you close your eyes, vision takes up 90% of the brain's processing power of the external stimuli. So it means that your brain has now, once you close your eyes, 10 times as much freedom to take care, to process what you hear. So your hearing will exponentially increase the ability to locate instruments, the ability to tell the tonality, the ability to point out instruments in the crowd that you don't hear when your eyes are open. So basically I closed my eyes, and then I heard that the sound was not coming from 30 degrees arc, but it was coming from 20 degrees arc. And then I had a very weird experience that the triangle, I heard the triangle just like starting from here, and it was 100% coming from the left ear. Like, what's going on? And then I opened my eyes, and the triangle was dead center in front of me. It's like, what is this? How can I have such imbalanced hearing? Is it maybe I have hearing damage on the right ear? It doesn't want to work? And then what I did is that I placed both hands like this. So this helps you to increase the hearing from the mid-range to the high frequencies. And then they act as big buffers, as extensions for your ear, and you will see that it just tremendously increases the sensitivity of your hearing. So especially if you have high frequency loss, try listening to music like that. You will be totally amazed. And when I did that, and next time the triangle was it was coming from the dead center. So there's something in the room, in the acoustics of the room, that the reinforcement of the top registers of the triangle were coming from the left side only. So that was pretty much one of the very few instances where I could hear a stereo image, what we call a stereo image. So the sound like coming not from in front of you like a mono image does, but it comes at you from a side. And apart from that, there was also piano in the beginning on the left. I could hear the piano is coming from the left, but every single other instrument uh, that you that you see here, just look, everything was coming from in front of me like this, a narrow 20-degree arc. And when I did this to my ears, then it sharpened down to a 10-degree arc, to a perfect, like a really sharp mono image. But even the 20-degree arc, that was still a mono image. There was no stereo in it at all. So for those of you who want to reproduce real life concert experience, I think mono is perfectly workable, perfectly beautiful, and you are getting the thing. You are not missing out anything. Well, if you would move to the first row, the front rows, then yes, there you will get much more separation from left and right. But what you are missing out there is that now you see the tree, but you don't see the forest. So basically, when you are that close to the individual instruments, you can hear the individual instruments, but not the whole music. And when you, as someone who's listening to classical music and came from a family who listens to classical music, and my grandfather taught me how to listen to classical music, not just like he said that if you sit very close to the instruments, then you just hear the instrument. You can pick up the technique. That's perfect. If you're a musician and you want to pick their brains, or you want to learn what that specific player does and be better at it, then yeah, do that. But if you want to experience the piece that they are playing and not just, let's say, the second violinist contribution to it, but like, let's say, like Dvorak's New World Symphony, then you have to sit at a distance like row 10 or something like that, where you can absorb the music itself, and there it's a mono image. So share your comments. Have a wonderful day. I hope you will get experiences like that soon, going to concert halls, symphonies, and and also one more thing is, when you close your eyes, that's when you can connect to the emotionality of the music. So my friend, who is actually in my family, he played violin when he was younger. He said that when you listen to music, you have to close your eyes, the same thing that I'm saying, because then you can hear not just the sounds, but you hear the feelings in the music. So if you had a problem that you cannot connect to the feelings in the music, then close your eyes and listen with eyes closed, because that's how you can connect to the feelings in the music. And I can second that, because once your eyes are open, you are occupied by the visuals, like, oh, what they're doing, like, how's their bow technique, but the guy with the timpani, is he going to come now or not? You're just totally on the surface. But close your eyes, and then all these annoyances go away, because that's not part of the music. The music is the sound. And once you close your eyes, you can focus on the sound and enjoy it 10 times better than with open eyes. So please like, subscribe. Bye bye.